Hey guys, I'm Steff and welcome back to my beauty stash. Today we're going to be trying out the brand new Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Cover Concealer. To my knowledge, this new concealer is replacing two of their outgoing concealers. One of them I have right here in front of me, and this is the Lancome Mackie Complete concealer, and I have this one in the shade 110 Ivory, which is exactly the shade that I picked up in this new Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Cover Concealer. And then there is also in this Teint Idole line a camouflage concealer that I also believe is on the way out. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if you know anything about the removal of those two concealers from the Lancome line. But if I'm correct, this is going to be the new concealer to replace those two. And we are going to be doing a 2-day, 10-hour wear test with this concealer. On day one, you're going to see me try it out on my under eye area and then spot concealing. And I'm going to wear it with and without setting it, so with and without powder. And then on day two, I am going to be comparing it to one of my favorites, and this is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. This has been one of my favorite concealers for like a little over a year now, and I feel like both of these are really, really similar. So you'll have to stay tuned to find out what the verdict is going to be on this, but this will be in day two. Day one, I am trying it, the concealer on its own. Now, let me give you guys some quick specifics on this new concealer. I picked it up online from Ulta Beauty and it retails for $29. On the Ulta Beauty website, there are 20 different shades to choose from. Again, the shade I picked up is 110. Now, in the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation, I use the shade, and do I have it here in front of me? I have the stick and I have the liquid, and I believe I used the shade 140, but I will put that in the description box of this video so that you guys can double check, and that way it can help you make a good, shade buying decision. Some quick details, because there's quite a few things, features and benefits that are here on the Ulta Beauty website about this new concealer. It says that it's infused with skin-loving ingredients, and it's a multi-use concealer that provides 24 hours of hydration and comfort in a matte finish for a natural makeup look. Now, it also says that it's an ultra blendable formula that's going to correct or camouflage dark spots, blemishes, and redness, and it's not going to settle into fine lines or cause any creasing. It also says it's going to be weightless, full coverage, comfortable wear, suitable for sensitive skin. It's going to provide a natural matte finish, sweat resistant, and up to 24 hours of hydration. It says it's non-comedogenic, and it says it is tested under dermatological control. Now, all those claims sound really, really great, and I have high hopes for this concealer just because I love the foundation so much. I love the liquid and I love the stick formulation. I am actually wearing the stick foundation today. It's one of my favorites for sure. For those of you who it's your first time here on my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Steff. I am 39 years old and I have normal to oily skin. I am oily primarily in my T-zone, and right now one of my major concerns, aside from my large pores, I used to have acne prone skin, are the fine lines under my eyes. I don't have a lot of dark circles, I don't have a lot of darkness or discoloration on my face, but I always need a good under eye concealer, something that's not going to crease, get caked up, or all of that stuff. I just want something that's going to look smooth, and I do typically set my under eye concealer. I also want a concealer that I can spot conceal with, especially right here. This is where I have some old acne scars and minor discoloration, but I also have large pores in this area, so I do want a concealer that is going to camouflage those blemishes, but it's not going to settle and look funky in my pores. I also apply concealer like right here to my forehead, a little bit on my my nose and on my chin, and that's pretty much it. So you're gonna see me applying this concealer the way I would any other concealer. On day one, I'm going to be setting one eye with powder, and then the other eye I am not going to set, because I know a lot of you out there, especially those of you with dry skin, you don't necessarily wear powder, you don't have a need to set your makeup or your concealer for that matter, so I got you covered. And then of course on day two is the mini concealer combat with the Dior Forever Skin Correct. Again, one of my favorites. So I'm really excited for this wear test video. Lancome has always been one of my go-to brands whenever I need a full coverage foundation, full coverage concealer. And I do want to point out, guys, that since I ordered this online from Ulta Beauty, they were actually having like a little gift with purchase. So I got a Definisal's mascara, I got an eyelash primer, and I got this super cute little eyeshadow palette. I have got to show you this. Is that not the cutest little eyeshadow palette that you have ever seen? I'm gonna actually try this. I'm gonna be trying this pretty soon because I actually like those shades. Those are greens, and you guys know I love a green eyeshadow. If you're wondering about the eye look I have going on, it is using the new e.l.f. Electric Mood eyeshadow palette, and I also have the sheer lipstick from that collection. It is right here, and I did film it. It will be on my YouTube channel as a YouTube short and over on my Instagram as an Instagram reel. It'll be up in a couple days, so be on the lookout for that in case you're wondering how to achieve this look. But enough talking, let's jump into the swatch portion of the video. I'm going to be showing you swatches of this concealer, comparing it to other concealers in my stash, and I'm also going to swatch it next to the shade 140 in the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. That way you can see if you wear that shade of foundation, if the shade of concealer is going to be a good fit for you. Then we'll jump into the application portion, and then of course I will take you through the 2-day 10-hour wear test. If you guys want to see this brand new Lancome Teint Idole, what is this called? Ultra Wear All Cover Concealer in action, keep on watching. Alright guys, let's start applying this new one from Lancome, the Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. Once again, I am wearing shade 110. Yeah, it's just 110. Has a very large doe foot applicator. Alright, so I'm also testing out a new foundation today. I'm testing out the new LA Girl Tinted Foundation. So you guys will probably see this one, this video go up before you see this concealer video go up. So, let's see. I was worried that this was going to be a little too dark, and actually it looks pretty good. So I'm just placing some where I normally would. Okay. I am going to try spot concealing right here. Yesterday when I was wear testing this foundation, I didn't do any spot concealing, but today I would like to, since we're testing out this new concealer. All right, that's giving really nice coverage. This is kind of reminding me of the Dior Skin Correct. Is that what it's called? Forever concealer? That's one of my favorites. I like the shade. I really do like the shade. I think it's the shade also that's reminding me of the Dior one. I use the shade 1N in that Dior one. Wow, so this is providing very nice coverage, and I'm liking the finish of it a lot, and that blended out really well. So I don't feel like I'm going to add any more to the under eye area. I'm only going to be powdering down one eye as well so that we can test that aspect of it of whether you need to powder it down or not. But I do want to add, this is usually the area where I like to add coverage. So I'm going to do that. And I like that this shade is very similar to my skin tone. And that's why I bought this shade, because I didn't want something that was going to be brightening. I have plenty of products that I can pull in and do that with. I wanted something that, like it says, all over concealer, that would not only look good under the eye area, but also work well as a spot concealer. And this is working out very, very nicely. I really like the finish. I love the texture of it, and I really love the coverage. All right, so now I'm just gonna pat out the under eye area before I apply powder. I think I'm gonna do powder on the right side, but let me just show you what that looks like. I think everything looks good. I think everything looks very nice. Okay, and the powder I'm gonna use is the latest one from Urban Decay. This is the All Nighter Loose Setting Powder. Actually, I'm gonna set the left side instead. And I'm going in with a dry makeup sponge. This is one of those microfiber makeup sponges. It's the June & Co. or Juno & Co. I forget. I always mispronounce the name. All right, so I think that looks really smooth. What do you guys think? So far, so good. We'll leave this eye alone. That way we can wear test this over the next 10 hours and see how it's going to hold up on my 39-year-old normal to oily skin. So the next check-in you see from me will be around the 5-hour mark. And I, of course, will likely have a full face of makeup done by then. But I'm excited for this. I'm really, so far, first impression, I'm liking the finish. I'm liking the texture. I'm liking the coverage, the shade. So far, it's a winner, but let's see how it's gonna look in 5 hours. I'll be back a little bit later. All right, guys, this is the 5-hour check-in with this new Lancome concealer. Here is the side with the powder, and here is the side without. I think right here on this eye, you can see where it kind of settled ever so slightly into the fine lines. And this eye definitely looks more dewy. I noticed that when I was applying this makeup earlier. There's definitely more of a dew versus this eye. Personally, I like this side a little bit better. I definitely think it looks a little bit smoother, but for not setting it, I mean, I still have coverage, and it's just a little bit that it's settled, nothing that I can't pat out, but it doesn't look too bad. So I think it's just gonna depend on how you're used to wearing your concealer, and also what kind of look are you going for? Do you want something that's more mattifying, more smoothed out, or do you want that nice dewy hydrated appearance? Either way, I definitely like the finish and I like the coverage of this concealer. There you can see it on my forehead. I have not lost any coverage on the sides of my cheeks, and so far I am really liking the way it is wearing, but we'll see. It has another 5 hours to go, and I will be back later for the final check-in of this day 1 wear test. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this day 1 wear test with this new Lancome concealer. This is the side without setting powder, and then this is the side with setting powder. I have to say, I'm still liking the side with the setting powder, even though I feel like it's already showing a little signs of wear. Like, it just looks like, you know, I've been wearing it for 10 hours, but this side still looks pretty decent. I still think it has a little bit more of like a natural finish effect, more of like a slight dewy effect. And it's gonna be your preference. Like, what are you looking for your concealer as far as your concealer is concerned? Do you want it to be more mattifying, or do you want it to have that natural finish? It's just gonna be all based on what you're looking for. As far as coverage goes, I love the coverage of this one, and I really do think the coverage has held up really well, especially like right here on the sides of my cheeks where I applied it. I think the coverage looks pretty good. Even without setting it, I think it looks pretty good. It maybe have lost a little bit on this side, more so on this side than on this eye, but it's still not bad. It's not to the point where like, oh no, you know, I have a raccoon eye going on or anything like that. I think it still looks really, really good. My forehead looks fine. I I think tomorrow what I want to do with this concealer, because I feel like it's so similar to the Dior Forever Skin Correct, and that is one of my favorite concealers, and they are very similar in price point. I think I want to compare them. So I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do like this eye, I'll do it with the Lancome, and then on this eye, I'll do it with the Dior, and I will powder them both down just because I know for me, that's obviously how I'm gonna like to wear it. And we'll see, we'll do a little concealer combat in this 2-day 10-hour wear test, and we'll see, you know, which one is gonna come out on top. I know many of you out there, you probably have the Dior one in your stash that has been around for about 1.5 years. And I've really loved it. I really enjoyed it. I remember picking it up around the time when it was first released. And it's one of those, like the way I wore this one, like I can wear it as an under eye concealer, and I can also wear it as a spot concealer because it's a shade that very closely matches my skin tone. And I like that. I think I'm liking that more than getting a lighter concealer, just so I can wear it multiple different ways. So that's what we'll do tomorrow. I will likely show you that application just because I want you to see what eye is going to be wearing which concealer. So stay tuned for that. For me, I'm going to go to bed because it's already almost 11 o'clock at night. But for you guys, I will see you all in a few seconds. Alright guys, this is going to be the day 2 wear test, and today is when I'm going to be comparing it or wear testing it against the Dior Forever Skin Correct. So we have Lancome that I'm going to do on the right, and we have Dior that I'm going to do on the left. I have shade 1N in the Dior concealer, and again I have shade 110 in the Lancome. And I'm just going to swatch them next to each other really quick. I know I showed you guys that swatch photo in outdoor lighting, but that way you can see how similar they look here in indoor lighting. So this one is Dior and this one is Lancome. So almost an exact shade. I would say the Lancome is just a little bit lighter. All right, guys, let's start applying. And I already have foundation on. I went in with one of my favorites, and this is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. Is it the Ultra Wear? Yeah, Ultra Wear Foundation Stick. I really have been enjoying that foundation. I like the original, the liquid version of this foundation very much. So that's why I had high expectations for this concealer. I knew it would likely be a good one, and I'm gonna spot conceal right here. I love that. I love this concealer as a spot concealer as well. I think it provides beautiful coverage. It has a beautiful finish to it. I'm gonna get a little bit more, that way I can add some to my eyelid. My eyes were itchy earlier, specifically this one. So if it looks a little red, it's because I was rubbing it. Let's jump over to the left eye and start with Miss Dior over here. And I use this one as a spot concealer as well. They feel pretty much the same, to be honest. Like the texture, the consistency, right down to almost the shade is like spot on. And I want to say the Lancome is a few bucks cheaper. I think the Lancome is $29 and the Dior is $32. I think. Everything will be in the description box. Okay, so since I added a little bit extra on this eye, I'm going to treat the Dior eye the same way. Let's do a little bit. All right, so this is how the under eye area is looking before powder and how my cheeks are looking before powder. I think that both sides provided the same amount of coverage. I think both under eye areas look pretty much the same, and they both feel the same. Wow, two very, very similar concealers. I'm gonna add a little bit of the Lancome to my forehead. This is just where, in my nose, where I would normally add concealer, and right down here to my chin. All right, now to set everything in place, I'm going to go in with the new one from Catrice, and this is their True Skin Mineral Loose Powder. All right, guys, I'm taking a closer look, and I think everything looks fine. I don't see that the powder messed with the texture of the concealer. I think both under eyes look pretty much identical right now. Now, I haven't set the sides of my cheeks where I place the concealer. I will do that probably a little bit later because I do need to finish the rest of my makeup, and I might be using some cream-based products today. So, take care of that later, but this is the last day of this 2-day 10-hour wear test, trying out the new Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Cover Concealer, and we'll see if it's going to be kind of a dupe. I don't even want to say a dupe, but maybe a nice alternative for the Dior. This is my favorite, and to me, they are super, super similar. So I will be back in 5 hours with the midday check-in, and then, of course, at the end of the day, to give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, this is the 6-hour check-in of me trying out the new Lancome Teint Idole All Wear Concealer. And I'm putting it up against the Dior right here on the left, Lancome on the right. I think they look pretty much identical. Say hi, Buster. There's Buster over there. She just woke up from a nap. I like the way they both look. They both look perfect. I like the way my under eye area looks. I have no issues at all. I have nothing to complain about, just good things to say because I think both under eye areas look great. If you're wondering about this eye look, I use the e.l.f. Electric Mood eyeshadow palette, and I did film it, so it will be up as a YouTube short and Instagram reel within the next couple days, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But I will be back in a few more hours to wrap up this 2-day 10-hour wear test with this new Lancome concealer. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this 2-day 10-hour wear test with the new Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Cover Concealer. Guys, it's a winner. I love the way my under eye area looks, and I think when compared to the Dior, I have Dior on this eye and Lancome on this eye. Guys, they're pretty much identical, and I had that feeling when I first applied it on day one. I had a feeling it was just going to be super similar and wear almost identically to this Dior, which is one of my favorites, and I was right. I don't know if you can see a difference. I cannot see a difference. Guys, my allergies have been acting up today, so this eye was kind of tearing up. I think you can see a little bit of my eyeshadow missing, but I mean, great. This concealer is definitely worth checking out. It is $29. It's a little bit cheaper than the Dior. I forget how much the Dior is. It's $32. It's like a $32 or $34 concealer, which I love it. I have no regrets purchasing this one, but I'm really happy to find a slightly more affordable option in Lancome. I love the foundation, the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear, the liquid and the stick. I'm wearing the stick today. Those are two of my favorites. They are really long wearing and they're fantastic for normal oily skin types. But this concealer is definitely worth checking out. It lays really well under the eye area, whether you want to set it or not. I prefer to set it. I think it just looks so much smoother, but you do what's best for your skin type. But I think it's a beautiful concealer. And again, I picked this up online from Ulta Beauty. I want to say they should already have it in stores. And this should probably be already available at all Lancome retailers, although I'm not 100% sure because I think it was going to launch first at Ulta and then head out to all of the retailers. But definitely check out Ulta Beauty if you are interested. It's getting 2 thumbs up for me. Guys, we've been on a roll with the 2 thumbs up, right? A lot of the products I've been trying this past week all seem to be working really well. And I have to say, guys, this concealer is definitely going with me on vacation. And guys, when I take a product with me on vacation, it's because I have the utmost faith and confidence in it. I know that it's going to work 100%. Lancome, you did a fantastic job with this one. So happy to welcome this into my stash. You guys let me know, are you interested in trying this concealer? What are your thoughts? Do you like to wear Lancome makeup? What is your favorite Lancome product? Sound off below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.